Let's talk about it.
Yes, let's talk.
Let's talk
Let's
about it.
talk about
So what
this.
did you think about it?
I liked it. I liked it. I'm seeing a lot of mixed reviews, but I personally liked it. It's black folks getting possessed. We don't see that a lot. When we do see it, you see the black folks in the movie where it's predominantly white. You know, you got
Mhm.
the Catholic priests and all that, so you may get like one or two black folks getting possessed. I really love seeing the aspect of pretty much a whole black cast besides, well, no, Glenn Close was real black in that. I'm sorry.
You
But,
know, my girl got on her Zoom.
I mean, she had Omar as her boo. So I was like, okay,
Okay.
excuse me. But overall, I liked it. I think I was really intrigued by it because it was a true story too. So it's now having me take a deep dive into the whole story. Like I found a documentary called Demon House on Prime Video that goes into the real story. So I've been
Mhm.
watching that today. What'd you think?
So I liked it. I thought it was good. What I've been seeing from the reviews though is that what's clear from like the mixed reviews is some people got it and some people didn't. I think some
Mm-hmm.
people see the possession and think that that was what the movie was about, but it was the
Mm-hmm.
paintbrush. It wasn't the picture. The picture of the
Right.
movie was about faith, about restoring
Mm-hmm.
faith. That's why, what was her name? Bernice, the
Yeah.
the pastor lady. That's why Bernice
Oh
didn't have
yeah,
no
yeah.
power, and it took
Right.
the mom to actually be the one to have to fix her family. So I think for some people they just see like possession and think it just stops there, and that's what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that for those people who only saw it that way, because it was really a good movie about just like
Mm-hmm.
really restoring your faith and the power in like restoring your faith, and how nobody's too far gone, because for the mom to be the one to actually save her family when everybody felt like, why we even wasted our time on this lady? Like, you know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
like that. I thought that was like an interesting perspective. When I found out it was based on a real family or inspired by a real family, I definitely did my deep dive, because
Mm-hmm.
what are we talking about? What do you mean this happened to a real
Right.
family? Especially the hospital scene. If I would have been
Yes.
the doctor in the hospital room to see that for real, I can't do this anymore. I'm so
Hold
sorry.
on though. You gotta
I'm
watch the
so sorry.
documentary Demon House because in the documentary I bust out laughing. They actually talked about that happening. And they because that really did happen. So he got possessed and they interviewed some of the doctors and the caseworker and they were
Hmm.
like, no, he got thrown up against that wall, crawled up the wall in from his on his back,
Girl,
went
let
up
me
on
tell
the
you.
ceiling and went the other way around. The dude said
Hear
to the
me.
caseworker, what did you do after that happened? She said, oh, I left. I said, oh, baby, I would
Hear
have left
me.
too. Okay.
Jesus himself couldn't have brought me back in that room. Lord, I'm
I'm
not
like,
the
this,
soldier
this
for
ain't
that
my
battle.
struggle right here. I gotta go.
I'm not the soldier for that battle. I promise. I promise. I don't have what it takes. The amount of people that like did not believe her, and it's like this constant
Yeah.
conversation of like women not being believed, because when the school after the school scene happened, and then they got rushed to the hospital, and the lady was like, "Yeah, nothing's wrong with them, ma'am. Do you not know what they're in here for?" Because that little boy flinging feces, listen.
Ma'am. Like, didn't he throw shit on her? Like,
Yes. You
that ain't
mean to tell
normal.
me this boy,
I'm not a teacher. No, I'm not a teacher no more after that. I'm sorry.
I can't be a teacher because I'm about to fight this little boy in front of
Yes.
all these. What do you mean?
Yes.
What are you saying to me? I'm about to
Hands
beat the
throw.
demon out of him.
Yes.
Cause huh?
Don't throw shit on me. Don't
I
do that.
probably would have passed out. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cause when I saw it, I had to rewind it back to make sure I was seeing what I saw. And then the mom was like, he ate it. What do you mean? Nothing is wrong with these kids.
I'm like, why y'all had to put that? That was like,
Now I'm very childish because I definitely laughed. I'm so sorry, but I did say like, what? Why we needed that?
I
Like,
said,
why did
what
we
did she
need?
just say?
What kind of demon is this? Like, what are we talking about? I
Yeah.
I do think it was a bit extra, but I mean, I guess if we're looking at like going back to like other movies with exorcism, The demons be saying some off the wall.
Oh
It
yeah.
definitely gives.
Yeah, a lot of people were surprised by that, but I'm like, no, if you, like you said, if you go back and watch a lot of these demonic type of movies, demons are disrespectful as hell. They say some of the most wild things.
Wild.
So it's like, no, that
Wild.
was actually spot on. Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny. Don't I laughed. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. I don't know if I'm just that's why I can't be the one fighting the demons because I'm not mature enough because I would have laughed. Like, what is that? Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Right.
I felt like it was on brand. I think that people look for reasons to be outraged, and we've never
Yeah.
seen Glenn Close give us like, "I
Ever.
like my meat well done," and she
Yes.
definitely gave us. She gave us that. I just felt like it was on brand for what it was supposed to be. If we go back and look at any other Exorcist style movie, the demons be very off the wall. So
Mhm. Mhm.
I felt like it was a full circle moment seeing Monique, especially seeing Monique as the caseworker when we go back to Precious. It just felt like right. It felt like the right kind of role to have her in. I think she did a good job. I actually loved the whole cast. I
Mhm.
thought what's her name? Miss Day. I know that's her last name.
Andra Day.
She did a
Mhm.
she did a great job. She had me believe like I completely forgot that she was a singer. Like cuz I remember her from the Billie Holiday movie that was on Hulu and I loved her in that. So I thought she did a good job. I thought the kids did a good job. I like the whole cast, honestly. I thought it was great.
Just like you said, I like this one because it took us back to that precious moment, with the whole
Yeah,
caseworker stuff. So somebody said the other day, well, Monique didn't have a big part in that. She was only in there for 2 seconds. Well, she was definitely in there longer than 2 seconds, but
absolutely.
her character was still so powerful, and what Monique brings to any character, she just commands the room. She walked in that house. She was not playing around with Ebony and them kids and that mom. Hey, the way she was like, and your mama, like
And your mama.
she was coming for them. I'm like, I love the
Cause of
way.
that,
Yes, she was. And what you gonna do? Like, I love how Monique can just command a room. I don't care if she is in a scene for 2 seconds or 2 hours. She just really
yeah.
commands a room, and I love that. Andra Day pissed me off. Like, somebody is good when they make you mad. I said, girl, in that scene when they were at the table and she told her mama to shut the F up, I said the way my mama would have knocked my head between the washing machine and dryer,
Listen,
baby.
she definitely had my edges agitated throughout the whole movie simply because what I do it was like she lacked a part of her lacked accountability. Like you
Yes.
clearly love your mom because you're paying for her treatment even though you don't have the money.
Yeah.
And it's like you have her around, but it's almost like you have her around to keep her miserable because you're not over your hurt. And I need you to move on and move past that because you making me mad. You talking to your
Yeah.
mama kind of crazy. It's still your mom. Like she's still there helping you. And I get and I mean it really just plays further into the point of the movie. Like you had to like let that go. You had to forgive
Hmm.
her because nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? Like you not perfect. You in here drunk all the time. Presumably beating on these kids. Like
Yes.
nobody knows that it's a demon in here just beating all of y'all up. But like you gotta let that hurt go, sis. So I was glad when she finally got over it because it was she agitated me well.
The only scene that I agree with her on, because me being a mama of teenage boys, when she pulled up on the corner boys, because I'm like, "Now that's what you do. That's
That's
how
what you
you do
do.
it."
Yeah.
You want to say our numbers at the same time?
Let's say it at the same time on three. Okay. One, two, three, eight.
7.5. I almost
Close
said
enough.
8. I almost said
Close
8.
enough.
I
So what
almost
made
said
you say
8. The
7.5?
reason I said 7.5 because me as one, I love horror films. I wanted more scare. I would appreciate
Fair.
more scare tactics.
That was for me
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Overall,
because
everything was perfect. Yeah.
you advertised it like a horror movie, but we didn't get a lot of horror for
Right.
sure.